Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kelvin, your host of Situations, the podcast. And I just want to say today sparks off season 4. That's right, season 4 starts today. And I just want to say thank you guys for supporting the show. Thank you guys for working with us for 3 whole seasons. We ask that you continue to show your love, show your support by getting over to our YouTube channel at Situations, the podcast. Turn on that notification bell, hit that like button, because we couldn't do this without you. So with that being said, I thought it would only be right if we bring a special guest in for today's show. So let me give this individual a warm welcome. Give me 1 second here. So we're going to start it out like this. Today we're diving into a world most of us only see in action movies. The high stakes adrenaline fueled life of a professional bodyguard. My guest today is someone who has dedicated their career to protecting some of the biggest names in the entertainment and in business. From navigating from the red carpets to handling high pressure situations with precision and discretion. This individual is the definition of cool under fire. With years of experience and ensuring safety to the elite. Wow, Black, man, you just don't know. This means something. This is really special to me, Black. But what I want to do is I just want to let me go on and bring him in. Let me introduce y'all to the one and only Black Label.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, man? What's
Black,
going
what's
on? What's
happening,
going
man?
on? What's happening, my G, man? Let me first say this, man. I love your podcast. I love everything you do for the people, and the very fact that you are for the people. I get a lot of people they ask me to come on their podcast shows, and they want to gossip about celebrities and things like that I don't really talk about.
Right.
With my clients is pure confidentiality. So, but this one here, what I like about you guys, you don't do that. You actually delve into the real situations of real people, real
Absolutely.
lives, and actually give people a platform to inspire others to know that the story that people share are real and that real people can relate. It's really not about a financial situation. It's really about your current situation, your past, your experience, what shaped you, what
Absolutely.
molds you into your today. So congratulations on your fourth episode. I love the title. The title definitely coincides with your movement, and we just forever grateful. Forever grateful.
Man, I appreciate that. I really do. Like I said, because we chose that title and we sticking in this lane because, like I say, we all have situations. Everybody have them. We don't want to do the celebrity gossip like you see most podcasts do. They want to talk about the celebrity gossip. That's not what we want to do. They're in a different pay grade. So a lot of the stuff they do and deal with, we can't relate to anyway. So let's
Big
stick with the real. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it raw, and we're gonna keep it authentic. Okay. So let's get this show. Let's get this show on the road. I
So,
have a few questions I want to ask you in regards to the business. Some of you all may know that you are a celebrity bodyguard. Some people may not know. So we're just gonna talk about that for a little bit, okay?
all right.
So, what inspired you to become a bodyguard? For high profile clients.
Of course, we see now, especially today with a lot, we got terrorist attacks. American people are under attack. The rich, the affluent people are definitely under attack. They have all type of cartel rings and drug rings and theft rings that go around, and they target celebrities. They target the homes. They target things that they have, the assets, the jewels, the arts. So, my past, I was an enforcer. I've always been an enforcer. Always been a lead and or a leader or somebody to depend on when it comes to safety, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to being inquisitive about what they can do to secure them, their future, their family, their children. So with that being said, it kind of chose me, to be honest with you. My past molded me for where I'm at today.
Okay.
I had a few celebrities. Well, they were friends, and then they turned into celebrities, and then athletes and ball players, and it just kind of sprung from there. The way I move, my quickness, my agility, to be able to adapt and keep calm in whatever situation we have going on is definitely is beyond a talent. It's a blessing.
Right. Well, what is like? What can you share a day in the life of being a professional bodyguard? What is it like being in that field?
Oh man, that's a good question. The reason why I say that because you are weighed in by so many emotions. You almost have to be um, outside of your body. You have to live like you're hovering over yourself at all times. You have to be very aware of your surroundings, your situations. Even if you're not with a client, you still are in protective mode. Once it's in you, it's in you. It's not
Right.
on you. You walk around every single day in character, so to speak. And I'm not a Superman. I don't walk around with an S on my chest. I don't delve into people's, personal life. And just give you an example, you got two, people fighting out in the middle of the street. I'm not getting into that, of course.
Okay.
Besides that, when it comes to, just being alert on, terrorist attacks and things like that, it's the day in the life, man. It's you don't really get a chance to be human. You don't get a chance to really laugh. It's almost like your life becomes emotional. It's very lonely. You travel a lot by yourself. Your clients become your family, and sometimes, um, well, most often, your clients become your friends quicker than your friends become your client. And the reason why I say that is just due to the support aspect. If you didn't experience it, if you don't live in the day in the life of a nurse, you don't know what a nurse does. If you don't live in the day in the life of police, you don't understand what a police does and why they think the way they think.
Right.
Outside of that, you have guns, you have violence, you have fights, you have, things that erupt immediately. You have to be able to control anywhere between 3 people to 300 to 30,000 in a crowd at any given time, no matter where you're at. So you definitely have to be very mentally agile. You have to be outside of your mental capacity. It's not even, I can't even really express how much I say it's not even human anymore. You just really not a god on the universe, but you definitely have to have a wide perspective, 360 view. You have to be unjudgmental, unbiased. There is no religion, there is no color. You don't see anything other than what you were born to be. And you don't really see that many bodyguards, today. It seems like a an ancient artifact or an ancient art that goes beyond without speaking. So when you reached out to me to speak about being a bodyguard in today's time, and how important it is to secure your friends, your family, your wealth, I thought, yeah, this would definitely be a great idea to share with the people the experience of what it is to be a bodyguard and what you can do and what you can't do. The things that you wear, the people you associate yourself with, all that can help or hurt you. You know,
Right.
so
Okay. Right. Well, because I know I be paying attention to, I be seeing other bodyguards work, and now they so undercover with it. You don't know. They try to blend in with the crowd. That way, you not know who's who. I see
big.
that's how they're moving now. But with that being said, what are some of the most dangerous situations you've encountered on this job?
I've been in shootouts, literally hanging out the window of an SUV or a Sprinter,
Okay.
firing into other vehicles. We've had chases. We've had times where we had to put people down. We have times where people try to get on stage. You have to push them off stage, and then there's always a setback from that because people actually reach out and find your company and try to sue you. So
Right.
while the cameras do hurt others, there's been a lot of times where people try to sue me and the cameras actually help my case.
Okay.
So, people are wild, people are starstruck, people don't understand that these are human beings. They just in the camera a lot. What I find out with me whenever I move through the crowd, because um, I'm so celebratorial, because I'm on every award show, I'm on every platform, I'm on every red carpet, I'm at everybody's side, everybody knows me. You know,
Right.
um, I stick out like a sore thumb. I have a very unique accent. I have a very unique walk. I have a very unique facial, recognition. So it's just everywhere I go, even when I do try to blend in the crowd, it's going to be two, three, four, could be 10, could be 50, depending on how large the crowd is. They're always going to say, "That's Black Label. That's Black Label. There goes Black Label." When we enter the club, sometimes I do a dry run for the celebrities in the club. As soon as I walk in the club, if it's strippers or bottle girls or people who are in attendance, they'll be like, "Oh my God, that's Black Label. He bringing somebody in. Who is it? Who's the bag? Where's the bag?" And they'll actually come up to me and say, "Who you got tonight? Who you working with?" Like so. While I try to be as low key as undercover as I can, I just really made a name for myself in this industry where I'm almost like a special accoutrement. And what I mean by that is, women like Chanel and Dior purses and stuff like that.
Right.
Those who love, the image. I'm on the hip, I'm on the side, I'm on the arm. I'm in the back, I'm in every photograph, I'm in every vehicle. I'm on their side, so it's almost like an influent piece of accoutrement to have Black Label by your side. It's
Yeah.
not just safety.
Right. Okay. So I know you mentioned you said that cameras have saved you a lot. Do you guys have you ever considered a body cam or some type of camera from your perspective versus somebody else's perspective? Because if you're good with footage and editing, you know it might not go your way. You understand what I'm saying? If someone is out to get you. So have you ever considered something from your perspective, a body cam from your perspective?
Body cams are great, no doubt about it. Sometimes they are necessary. Sometimes they can get in the way. Most of the time, we do have a lot of cameramen and stuff like that. I just think it's a good safety method to have. I have wore them in the past, and the footage is good. It's
Right.
literally live right then. So would that help? Absolutely. Do we always wear them? No. Should we? Just depends on the situation.
Okay. Okay. It
And a
makes
lot of
sense.
times, clients, like our clients, are so secretive. Like my mission for my company, Black Label Services, my mission statement is that we pride ourselves on safety, image, and secrecies of our client. And what
Okay.
that basically entails is that the mission statement, that is our mission. First is the safety, then it's the image. Because like I said, we Black Label is definitely a influent accoutrement to a celebrity side. And then of course the secrecies, everything that happens, whether it's a hotel, or we're in the hotel, I'm in the Airbnbs with them, I'm in the house, I'm in the home, I'm in the vehicles with them. There's a lot of things being said, a lot of phone calls. You just don't. We don't record. We don't secretly sell stuff to TMZ or Shade Room and things of that nature. Literally whatever goes on my clock,
Right.
it goes no further. And that's why the
Absolutely.
people really love working with me. They really love that about me.
Okay.
Very
Well,
trustworthy.
it makes a big difference when you're not starstruck. That's for sure.
Man, let me tell you, it really kills me to see some of these bodyguards coming out now. Just to name a few, like I'm not even gonna name a few. Y'all see it all the time. If bodyguards come out left and right and sell memoirs and secrets, and whenever the artist or athlete gets in trouble, then they start hitting the airwaves, telling the story. And for me, that is so.
Asinine is asinine. That's what it is.
I was trying to find the word. I can't even fathom the word for somebody who would wait to your demise. They fed you, they kept you with them. They educated you. They helped you through tough times, and here you are biting the back in the very moment that they need you the most, and they trusted you the most. Like, who does that? Like, what type of where's the human compatibility at? Like, where's the safety? Where's the security? Like, there is none. So this people trusted you for no reason. Like, it's insane to me. That's why people just, when they book me, they love me, they stay with me. I have employees. I'll send the employees out to the client. The client will call me immediately, like, Black, what is this? And I'm like, this is what you wanted, was to be covered. Like, no, I want you. I don't give a damn if you send 10 guys. There's no comparison. Like, so my company is just gotten to a point where my clients only want me. They exclusively want me. They don't want to meet nobody else. They don't want nobody trained by me. If it's not me, then they're not booking.
That's
So
what's up.
it hurts me because the company isn't able to grow at times. However, I will say this: to be the most elite force in the industry, to be the most called on. Sometimes my phone will ring and it's literally a FaceTime directly from an artist, directly from an athlete, and they like I'm sending a flight. Like, I'm so glad to be, in your presence. Like, I'm so glad to be on the phone with you. Like, I need you. Like, just come immediately. So sometimes, whether I'm not starstruck, it's like, damn, wow, like, how you get my number? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
damn, who put
Right.
you on me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's still thrilling, after doing all the bodyguard work I've done in the past. I worked with everybody from Rod Wave to Beyonce to Yo Gotti to Lil Uzi Vert. I mean, just some of the most elite um, icons America's ever seen. I've actually been on the hip. Right now, I'm working with Cincinnati Bengals. Half their team, anywhere from Cam Gill to DeJohn Anthony to Jermaine Burton to DJ Turner to it's just Pac-Man Jones, one of my closest friends.
Right.
So
Okay.
sometimes it's crazy. They just literally walk up to you and like hug you, embrace like your best friends. Like, It's just crazy to me sometimes. But we still have a job to do. I still have a job to do. I still have a life to live, and I still got to get out here and protect the people. Rain, sleet, or snow, they know I'm gonna go.
Right. Oh, but let me ask you this: with such a stressful position that you're in daily, how do you deal with the stress? How do you deal with that? The stress that come with this particular job.
The gym, and my woman, she my comfort zone. She my comfort zone. It is good to be able to actually in the world that we do deal with to be able to actually have somebody who you can trust and they can enforce the reassurance that they understand that I'm elite force and they understand that shit at times I need a hug. At times I need regular,
Absolutely.
conversation. At times I don't want to be talking about guns and ammunition and certification.
Right. So what in your line of work, what is the biggest misconception about being a bodyguard?
Um, that we actually are Superman. That's the biggest misconception, that we actually are Superman. Like we can stop everything that comes our way. While I am very good at what I do, and all my clients are still alive, all my clients, my safety record is impeccable, absolutely impeccable.
Okay.
Um, we haven't faced jail time. We haven't had to bail nobody out. There's nobody's been dead on our clock. Nobody's been shot on our clock. So I think the biggest misconception is that we can absolutely do anything and stop anything. People ask you to get into, federal cases. People ask you, to stop the police. And it's just, you know, we are regulated. We have certain authority, not all the authority. There's ways of, doing things, but, people have money and they hire you to absolutely be their Superman. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about from wives to husbands to children to religion to the biggest misconception is that we are God. That's the biggest misconception. You're a bodyguard, so you're supposed to be doing everything that I need until of all the way down to my pinky toe if necessary. And
Right.
it's just not possible, you know. So some things we can do, some things we can't. Um, and it's just the biggest misconception that we're God. Like we can do anything, we can get shot and keep running. It's just like the movies.
Right. Right.
We can dive across the stage that's 300 feet long and, protect the person. So some of the stuff is not realistic just due to media exposure for the most part. Again, I do try my best whenever I'm on the clock with my clients, and that's why they do continue to book me and they love me. That I am Superman, that I am their God in their universe at this particular time. And, I try not to be a big misconception, but the reality of it is, because I can be stopped.
Right.
I've been
Absolutely.
shot twice. I've been
Okay.
shot twice at two separate occasions. It can happen.
Is that
Absolutely, it can happen.
has that been on a job?
The last one was on the job. Yes, the first one
Okay.
wasn't.
Okay. So let's say, for instance, someone is looking to get in your line of work. Is there any type of special training that they may need to do this?
Um, so there is executive protection program in every state. You would have to Google, executive protection, and take your classes. There's guys like myself who's been in the game for a long time. We do teach outside how to move, how to angle your clients through crowds, how to structure, your business, stuff like that, how to protect your client. We do that on the side, but you have to be mandated Class D, which is your security license, Class G, which is your gun license. Executive protection gives you the right to move people around, and your Class B license gives you the actual bonding, like you have to get bonded for your company insured. So there
Okay.
are things that you need to do to take steps. You just can't wake up one day and you're in the gym, you feeling good, and you just say, "I'm gonna be a bodyguard." It doesn't really necessarily work like that. You have to be. It is in the DNA too. It's just not a textbook I could read. Okay, if I encounter somebody who runs across the stage, I can go to chapter 10, footnote A, and know what to do. I come from a line of enforcement. I come from a line of a lot of street stuff, just to
Right.
kind of give you a blanket, not really get too much into, the situation. But
Right.
it definitely chose me. Childhood, even from childhood, I can remember. things that happened that molded and shaped me for my experience and where I am today and what I do. Um, you would have to have experience, and if you're looking for celebrities or that's your target market, you have to have a name, you have to have a reputation. People will literally do a fact check like a Carfax about you. I've had people call me and have an hour and a half conversation and tell me from my childhood where I came from, where I grew up at, everything I've been through and why they chose me out of everybody. I've had clients do that. So do they fact check? Absolutely. Um, do they, ask for references? Do they have people who call people? Absolutely. Do they Google? Do they YouTube? Do they? Yes, all that. So for a person just to wake up and say, hey, I'm gonna go lift these weights. I'm gonna go get executive protection license, and I'm gonna start a company. It's kind of far fetched, to be honest.
Okay.
In this lane, if you're going to be a professional bodyguard with high end clients and really make some good money and a living at it, a lot of people can't get out of family. They can't. They come into it with family, a wife, a dog, kids. Like this isn't for the family person. This is if you don't have somebody by your side who understands what it is that you do and that you sacrifice and you could expire at any given time, you're not going to make it. There's a lot of pressure that comes in this business with family. There's a lot of pressure that comes in from, your girl, your spouse, your wife, children, holidays. Every holiday, every weekend, you're going to be working. You're going to be traveling. You're going to be on a plane. You're going to be on a flight. Um, 70% of my clients are women who are very rich, who are on TV, who have everlasting careers and money that just will never stop. You're in the
Right.
hotel with them, in the room with them. You're in the Airbnbs. You're on the ships. You're on the yachts. You're in the helicopter. You're on private jets with them. And a lot of women, outside who just work normal jobs and are will date a bodyguard, they can't handle that. It's too much for them. So
Right.
that falls to your relationship and throws your focus off. It does a lot of worsening. Does it? It does for the better. So you have to be. You have to understand that this is your line of work. This is your career, and you're probably not gonna have a wife. You're probably not gonna live a regular life. You're probably not gonna see a holiday. You're probably not gonna see a roasted turkey with your family. It's not gonna.
Right.
If you
Right.
are elite, if you are most chosen, if you are the reputation of who you say you are as a professional bodyguard with the elite experience with the clients, you're going to be on the go probably 360 days out the year,
Wow.
more than likely.
Yeah, that's a lot
More,
of work. That's putting a lot of
that's a
time
lot of
in.
work.
Yeah.
And then, we just had Joe Burrow's house get broken up out here in Cincinnati while he's on the road. So there's a lot of things that it just isn't bodyguard work. Sometimes they'll hire me to watch the house, dog sit, watch cameras. There's a lot of things that just goes to overall security in this field. Is mental security. Man, you have to be not just a bodyguard, bro. You have to understand. You have to be a counselor. You have to be a therapist. You have to be a preacher. You have to be a motivator. You have to be a best friend. You have to be an enemy. Like, it's so many hats that you wear that if you don't know who you are and you don't have morals and principles within yourself, you can lose yourself in this career. So there's just a lot that goes on mentally. There's a lot of physicality in this. You have to stay in the gym. You have to, keep your core strong. You have to keep your mind strong. You have to read. You have to practice. You have to go, to the gun range. You have to. It's a lot. It is definitely a lot. And then on top of that, me and my girl, we joke all the time. Not only as you do all that, you have to pay bills. You have to wash clothes. You have to take a shower. You have to TikTok and social media and YouTube. And then, it's just a lot adulting in today's era. And then to top of all that off, you're a professional bodyguard with celebrities. And
Right.
like celebrities can be very demanding. I'm talking about absolutely demanding. And they're paying for it. So there's a lot to prepare for. Bodyguard is not somebody you want to get in this field and think it's like. If you're willing to give everything up, that's what you're going to have to do. And a lot of people don't, they have super glue on their feet. They want to go to football practice on Saturday. They want to do Sunday dinner. They want to do, church. And, the wife has, something going on at that. It's not, you have to have moderation and balance in life. But being a professional bodyguard, again, sometimes it's not possible. Are your clients understanding? 30% of the time.
Right.
70 to 80%. I got this money, you're gonna do what I say do, or else you ain't gonna be here. It is what it is.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Definitely makes sense. So, why don't you take this time, to tell the people that's tuned in or those that may watch this later on, tell them how they can get in contact with you and tell them, put the information out there in case they may want some protection of some sort. Tell them how they can find you.
So my tagline that everybody kind of knows me for is Big Bad Bodyguard to the stars with all the cars, Black Label. That's my name, Black Label. The reason why it's Big Bad Bodyguard to the stars because that is me. I'm big, I'm bad. I'm always with celebrities and doing the bodyguard protection. All the cars because I do have a black SUV service, so I'm able to move my clients around in you know under great security in the blacked out vehicles of the SUVs. I have a fleet of those. Travel, passport. You can catch me at black underscore label underscore services on Instagram. I also have a backup page, black underscore label underscore services 2.0. You'll see all my clients on there. Me, Boss Man D-Lo, Snoop Dogg. There's so many clients on there. Rod Wave, Tyreek Hill, your Bengals players, Design Anthony, Jermaine Burton. It's a bunch of celebrities on that page. And then my phone number, you can reach me at 813-447-6242. And I'm 24/7 accessible. You can text, call, inbox, DM, however you see fit. But it's always Big Bad Bodyguard to the stars with all the cars, Black Label.
That's what's
The
up.
reason why the reason why the name is Black Label because Black Label, the definition of Black Label is top tier. You don't get no better. There is no top over the top. So that's why the name Black Label is so prevalent in today's game, and it's very catchy. A white, my clients always joke like white man named Black, like I need a super cape or something. It's an ongoing like me and my guy Jay Young. He's a real good friend of mine. He's a client. He's an artist. Jamie Foxx's best friend. He was like, white man named Black. He's like, you need a theme song or something. You need a cape. Like you just bust up in the door every time somebody say Black, white man named Black, like the Candy Man. So,
Right,
but
right.
yeah, they have fun with it. But it's a cool career. It's very demanding. It can get stressful. Just have to. The mental capacity to be here is unreal. Like the focus, just being able to stay calm in a very unnerving situation um, is I don't know. I don't even know at times how I'm able to control. Like I don't have an answer for it. I just have an out of body experience. I'm able to control everything, and I don't know if it's due to a blessing, a talent, skills, all the above. I get it all the time. People are like, man, how do you? God.
Right,
At
right.
this point, I would presume God, patience, practice, reputation, but yeah, it's a life of its own.
Well,
It's a
that's
life of its
basically
own.
what it
And
is too.
I'm TikTok viral.
Right, right. Yeah, but you know what though, Black? To be honest with you, it's all about repetition. The more you do it, the better you're gonna get
So
at it. Okay, and the more you do it, the more you notice and what to look for. How people move. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
when you doing your bodyguard work, you know, uh, you might see somebody looking a certain way. Now that puts you on alert to keep your eye on this individual. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
all repetition, all repetition. And with that, how do you deal with unwanted media and paparazzi in those type of situations?
Here's the issue that I'm up against with paparazzi. There is a Freedom of Press Act, so they
Right.
do have the right to be there. Now, with
Absolutely.
them having the right to be there, they also have a code of conduct to deal with. Putting cameras, in the faces, jumping in when we're trying to, move, clients around and stuff like that. That's where the lawsuits and being able to, rule in favor of. They have a code of conduct. They do, and they do have a right to be there. They do,
Right.
and they have the freedom to be there. But they also have to abide by, the code of conduct. It's things you can't do. So whenever they act and we react, it is what it is. Most times we don't deal with lawsuits and stuff like that from the paparazzi because they know they're wrong. So you get your ass whooped, you get your ass whooped. It is what it is. Just be respectful. We
Right.
understand that these are people that have normal lives. We understand that they're American icons. We understand they're elite of the elite. However, respect them, get your picture, and move on. So But a lot of paparazzi know me as well too. So I have a lot of respect. Like when I mean a lot of respect, I got a lot of respect on business, corporate, in the streets, underground. Whether it's a professional corporation like the NFL or somebody so far as out in Hollywood. Like I have a lot of respect from a lot of millions of people. So usually when I'm on scene, they kind of formulate and like I said, oh, that's Black Label. He don't play that shit. Like
Right.
I'm
They're
gonna
gonna
get my
fall in
picture.
line.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you better fall in that line, boy. You better, because you know it come. You know it come with this pressure.
Right.
So I don't have too many problems when it comes to that. It's a lot of things like that's what my clients like booking me so much because the respect out of everybody, whether it's a client, a customer, a starstruck fan, like for whatever reason, whenever they see me, see them, and then see me, it's like they formulate like, oh my God, this is Denzel Washington, but he was Black Label, so let me get my shit under control and figure this shit out. But they know I don't play. Like I have an undisputable like reputation out of this world. Very, very respect. Like I get respect from man. I got pictures with mayors. I got pictures with like I give you an example coming where I'm from, we don't deal with the police. We don't like the police. It's just the era that we come from. I've
Right.
literally had police pull me over, take me out the car, give me their personal information and say they want to work with me. Like that blows my mind. Like, damn, that's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? I had the chief of police in New Jersey a couple years ago. He put an application in through my portal and just reading his resume, I was like, this is impressive for me. It may not be impressive for him. It's
Right.
just impressive for me,
Right.
to actually come from a crime riddled, environment, drug fueled, and be able to make my way through society and come out on top. And then now, the forces that was once my enemy now want to become my ally. It just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. It's crazy. It's good to be the bee. You know what I mean?
Right. I
They
know.
wasn't
Right.
my life wasn't always like this. It wasn't always Black Label. It wasn't always glorified. It wasn't always cameras. It wasn't always famous people. Like my life has changed for the better in many years. And I wasn't born into wealth. I wasn't born to be an IT tech guru and or Bitcoin and all that stuff. So my life gave me what it gave me, and I played my cards and I'm like the house. I'm always going to win, baby. So bet on black.
I know that's
always
right.
bet on.
I know that's
Always
right.
bet on black. Baby. Always bet on black.
Right.
Always.
Right. So, like, okay. Well, let me ask you this: when you working, when you're protecting a celebrity versus a business tycoon, how does your services change? Is it something you do different from a business tycoon or a celebrity?
For the most part, your celebrities are gonna always be on high and alert. I've had
Right.
two instances. I believe both instances happened in Florida where the young woman recently, I think she was in Houston doing a show or something like that. She was doing signing autographs, and it was a young black woman, and another young black woman came up, just shot her like 6 times. This is
Okay.
recently, I believe it was in
Okay.
Houston. Then we had um, the young woman, I think she was in Orlando signing autographs at a meet and greet, and a starstruck fan, a guy just came out of nowhere and shot her 6 times. So that would put you on. You're going to get assassinated being in front of the camera versus more than you're going to be a tycoon. Another reason, we just seen the CEO of the medical field get gunned down in public,
Right. Absolutely. I saw
got
that.
shot in the back. Um, that doesn't happen out of the norm. There's other factors that played into why that happened. Um, it wasn't that there was a bad bill that went out. There wasn't that, his hospital decided to pull the plug on just one person. That came from a large, ongoing underworld of what they had going on. It wasn't just because of the medical field.
Right.
So whenever I am, hired, I do extensive research on a tycoon because that type of stuff happens on oil tycoons, your hospital, your CEOs, corporate owners. They have disputes with, investors. They have disputes with their business partners. Like, there's a lot that goes on. So doing the research on your client is very, very, very critical to your safety and theirs, and it really is more high alert on the athletes, on your celebrities who are on movies in Hollywood, and those have more critical aspects. Those are more hands-on. Those are very close coordinates very high alert. Tycoons, they get the same treatment. Your mental capacity isn't overdrawn. You kind of restrict a little bit. You can not to relax. You kind of are able to focus more on your client when it comes to the tycoon versus your celebrity. Because when you're with your celebrity, like everybody's a potential enemy. It could. I've seen security set the artists up to get robbed. Like it's insane to me the type of shit that goes on with these artists and athletes and celebrities who are in front of the TV versus a tycoon. Most
Right,
of your
right,
tycoon anything that's going to happen to them is going to come from within inside their infrastructure. A business partner, a wife, a spouse, a mistress, something that's close quarters. Like that you're in cahoots, you're in business. 9 times out of 10, it has something to do with money. So if I can trace the money, then I can trace the problem. So
right,
that's the difference between the tycoon and the celebrity. Celebrity, wide open public, everybody's enemy number one. Tycoon, it's always in the infrastructure. If I can follow the money, I can follow where the problem is.
right. Yeah, you're definitely gonna be able to find it because, like I say, with the business tycoon, 9 times out of 10, that's what it's about. The bread.
It's all
That's
about the
definitely
bread.
what it's
You
about.
find the money, you find your culprit. Simple
Right.
as that.
Hold on a second.
You are now watching Situations, the podcast, where nothing is off limits.
Okay. Have you ever been put in a position to where you had to make a split decision? And if so, how did it
2017,
come out?
2017, Orlando, Florida. I'll never forget it. Orange County was just coming off a high alert. They had a massive terrorist attack at a homosexual club in Orlando back in
Yeah.
2000. I want to say the end of 2016, something like that, going into 2017. Everybody's familiar with it. You can Google it. So they had been on high alert with the clubs and stuff like that. So one night I had a very famous artist, um, black guy, I ain't gonna mention no names, heavy set, from
Yeah.
Florida, from Broward County. Y'all could, follow the trail. We were leaving the club. We had a great night. We had an entourage with us. I was in the Sprinter, and we're leaving the back of the club. And leaving the back of the club, it's probably about 400 or 500 people out in this parking lot. So I'm trying to rush us to the Sprinter. Everything's open. We're getting ready to get in, and I see the guy out in the parking lot. He's ducking down in between the cars. I see it in my mind. I'm in hometown. I'm in Florida, Orlando. I'm born and raised in St. Pete. Everybody knows me. It can't really be. Maybe he's, playing with his girlfriend. Maybe just trying to, fuck with a couple of guys. This was going on in my head, trying to, make light of the situation was going on.
Right,
So when
right.
he ducked down, I seen him keep getting closer. He popped his head up again. And then as I was getting my clients into the Sprinter, he just out of nowhere, literally up with a gun in my client's face, like, you know what this is, give it up, like don't move. So with as much respect that I do have from, millions of people, I stepped in between me and my client. Him and my client was like, hey partner, like we ain't even on that. We're not gonna do that. You know who I am, you know what this is. So then he pointed the gun at me and he like flinched with it twice. He was like, F you cracker, I'll kill you too. So by the second flinch, I already upped on him. I hit him in the ribs and I hit him in the arm. His gun fell underneath my Sprinter. And in doing so, I can speak about the case closed. It took me 36 months to close the case. Long story short, the ballistics. Now, mind you, this is quote unquote a street dude, a robber, somebody who has nothing to lose. He decides to be, start being a witness. He's wanting to show up at court and all this stuff. So, they tried to get me for, and I was on duty, mind you, fully clothed in my security tactical gear. um like it was so much paperwork, there was so much uh uh like they drugged me behind it being a club shooting, just
Right.
coming off a terrorist attack at a massive club right down the street. So Orange County wasn't even having it. I'm talking about Orange County was not, where they tried to persecute me to the fullest. Long story short, the ballistics didn't match um the bullets or fragments, whatever, because his gun was found. So it was just a whole clusterfuck, man. It was a lot of money involved, a ton of time wasted, lost
Right.
wages, lost money. The end result was proven to be, not guilty of whatever they was trying to charge me with. So
That's
definitely
what's up.
2017. Yeah, it was. that was one of my most, terrible times in going through and trying to, eradicate, the guilt and explain to them that it's not what they're trying to make it to be. But anytime you have guns and club and alcohol and liquor and famous people, it's never a good outcome. It's
Right.
never a good outcome.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, is there a special skill set? Well, let me ask you this: is there a special
Hmm.
skill set that you have that Bodyguard should also have?
Absolutely. My special skill set, it has to come from experience.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, everybody's experience is different. I always talk about my childhood. I talk about the area I'm from because it shaped me for so much. To try to give somebody an idea real quick, I don't really want to get too much about it, but
Okay.
um I grew up in a very crime riddled environment, very poverty stricken environment. I was the only white kid, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, growing up in this area. There was predominantly black, so by me being the only white person in this all black neighborhood, bro, you talking about being just brutally abused. So with coming into contact with that type of environment, you have to always be alert. You always have to be aware. You always have to watch your back, watch your front. You have to watch who your friends are. Your enemies, your friends become your enemies. The setups. I've had everything taken from me, from a basketball to a bicycle to food, literally out my hand. So, growing up in that type of environment, and the reason why you're asking me about a special skill set, if I had to say it, maybe being abused as a kid. So you are so
Right. Right.
honed in on what
Right.
it is that you need to be focused on as far as your safety and your life goes.
Right.
But and then growing into that, of course, I developed into being a product of my environment, and that gets back into the crime and being an enforcer and high end drug dealers. And so it's, if I had to say that, for me, being who I am today definitely came from my childhood, when I was younger, and it just spawned, got bigger and bigger and bigger as time grew. Got wiser, got more alert. They taught me things that I swear to God, people will never, ever, ever be able to be taught in a college by a professor, by an executive protection licensing division who teaches the person about defense. And my experience really comes from being abused as a child, so out of body experience, absolutely. Being able to detect, predict things to happen before it happens. Give you an example. Knowing that somebody's getting ready to throw something out of a crowd who are standing in 20, 30,000, it's hard to predict.
Right.
If you watch the flow of people, most of the time, it's not going to come from the way back. It's going to come within the first 6 rows. So if you're able to keep your eyes on the first 6 rows, watch your client. I see a lot of bodyguards too. I've never understood this. They stand away from the client. Like, they stand far away from the client.
Right.
That's
I
not my
seen that.
motive. I
Right.
stand on top of you. When you move, I move. I'm your shadow. If you get close to the stage, I'm standing few feet from you. Like, I'm not even playing with it. And a lot of dudes, they have a lot of jewelry on. The jewelry, the latches break. The jewelry falls off. You see, Skilla Baby. He just had $20,000 taken out of his pocket.
Right. I saw
Where's
that.
your bodyguard? Where is your bodyguard? Like, you have to understand, these artists and celebrities, they're under influence. There's drugs, there's alcohol. Their time is delayed. Their awareness is delayed. The coats that they wear, the jacket, the jewelry, is all big, it's all godly, so you don't get a chance to feel. You so focused, you and your adrenaline's flowing, you got the crowd, you got the cameras, you in your mode. You pay your bodyguard to prevent this. You supposed to entertain.
Right.
I'm supposed to
Right.
protect. And that's your only job, is to entertain. Don't worry about nothing else. I'm gonna take care of everything else. I don't know why these bodyguards stand so far off. Some bodyguards, they're not a bodyguard, they're just a homeboy. I'm the biggest advocate against homeboy security. Homeboys will get you killed. I got people who have literally, like, taken me off a payroll because I can be expensive. Hired their 21 and 22-year-old partner, hired him, got him because he has a clean record. Go get him a concealed firearm, license, and now
Right.
he quote unquote security. Both of y'all gonna die. And it's happened numerous times. Homeboy security is the worst. You
Yeah.
want
There's
somebody
no.
who doesn't have affiliation. You want someone who doesn't have feelings, has no feelings for you, whether it's good or bad. Like, you hire me to protect you. So, give an example. If you had to protect me or your wife, there's two different levels mentally. You're overly going to, be guarded of your wife versus me. You don't know me, but you're gonna protect me because that's what you get paid to do. So that's where the conflict of interest comes in at having the mental capacity to be able to choose and pick between what needs to go on versus what wants to go on.
Okay, it makes sense. Um, have you ever had a client to where you giving security advice and they didn't take it?
All the time.
Okay,
All the
can you
time.
can you can you elaborate a little bit? How did that work?
Absolutely. They wait till after they get shot to call me. This happens
Okay,
all the time. Like they'll move without me. That's your choice. Something happens to you, that was done by choice. You'll call me and tell me what happened. I don't know. What do you want me to come to the hospital? Like, what is it that you want me to? You are laying
right,
bleeding with a hole
right.
in your human body from hot molten lead, and you call my phone and tell me about it. Why? Just why? And a lot of reasons why I've had a lot of clients go to jail. Same night go to jail. I'll tell them, you've been drinking, you've been smoking, we've been partying, don't drive, I'll take you home. They don't want to pay the extra funds it is to take them home. They don't want to tip you out. They don't, mind you, they'll go to jail with $12,000 in their pocket.
Right,
They'll get the
right.
DUI, they'll get the drug charge, they'll get the gun charge. They won't give you $300 for nothing in the world though. They're going
That's
to
crazy.
spend. So this crazy. Spend $12,000 on an attorney. Spend another $15,000. Out and about fighting the case. Like, bro, like all that behind $350. Like, is you serious? It happens all the time. They go against the security. They think you're crazy. They think that you trying to milk them out of $200, $300, $400, $500. Like, it's not where every time I swear to God. I'll give you another example. Everybody knows him down in Miami. Wanted me to take my Sprinter from Miami up to Georgia. I gave him a price. He didn't want to pay the price. Mind you, they wanted to go for like 4 days, 24-hour service, drive, security, protection, everything in the house. This is my price. Quote price. They didn't want to pay it. They had the money, didn't want to pay it. You know what they do? Go and rent an RV. All of them get in an RV, driving up to Georgia. As soon as they cross Georgia state line, police pull them over. You know what they knock them off with? $50,000 in cash, 3 pounds of weed, 4 guns, and the RV is stolen.
Oh wow.
Why? Why? Just why?
Pay
Like
your
I
pay
didn't
your
even
rate.
quote you $20,000 price. Like
Right.
it's great. And then you still fighting the case for a year. You went to jail. You lost everything. Didn't go to the show. Fans is pissed off, and you're all over the news. Why?
Wow.
Why? Just pay the little 3, 4, 5,000, bro. Like what? Yeah, that's insane. They always go against security advice. Always thinking about the money that they're gonna lose anyways in court, lawyer fees, county jail, fans, shows, lost wages. Pay the price, bro. It's worth it. And it's a vibe. Like being with Black Label is a vibe. The energy is so surreal. Like that's
Oh,
the
you
biggest thing
already
people.
I know Black. We done hung
I
out.
know you know.
Yeah, you know what I'm
We
saying?
definitely hung out. We definitely hung out.
Yeah,
Absolutely. You know the vibe.
yeah, for sure.
Um, once they get a hold, like I tell the people all the time, once you have one experience with me, my clients do not want to let me go at all. I'm talking about, I don't give a damn. They go into the bathroom. It's a vibe. Like, come here, like, stand to the door, talk to me. I don't give a fuck. Like, take put the bed. We hanging out. Like, they just love the vibe. The energy is so real. It's so pure. So it's definitely a great experience. Booking Black Label.
I know that's right. Well, Black, I'm gonna ask you one more question, and I ain't gonna tie your whole day up. And I appreciate you taking the time out to sit with me. I see you sitting in the car, and I definitely don't want you sitting like that. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, yeah.
you being a professional bodyguard to the stars, have you ever second guessed your decision of becoming a bodyguard?
Not one time. Never.
Okay.
Never. Not one time. There's been times in my career where I've been lonely. There's been times in my career, I never forget, I went to a wedding. I was doing security for a famous person. I went to the wedding, and the wedding was so lavish. It was so beautiful. It was so godly, romantic. It was so infused with love and people and family and laughter and smiling. And it was right then in that moment when I was providing the service for them, I said to myself, fuck, man. Like, I am missing out. Like I am literally missing out. I went to a baby shower, same thing, and to watch people so happy to bring in another human being into the world, know they want to nature it and have love for this child and bring them into the world and be able to teach them and give them life and share life with them. And it was then I said to myself, damn, like I forget how much life that I miss being a professional bodyguard, sacrificing my time, my life, my intelligence for everybody else to live, for everybody else to be happy, for everybody else to love, to share life. It's a lonely world being a bodyguard. So second guessing it, there's been a couple times personally without having a family, without having the comfort of, high school friends who are still friends and things of that nature, being able to infuse your world with somebody who has, a family who can understand what it is that you do and don't mind what you do. So a couple times I just understood in the moment, like, damn, bro, like I really am missing life to give happiness to others, to provide safety and security so they can smile, so they can get married, so they can have children, so they're not bothered, they're not persecuted. They too can be human under the comfort of the service that I provide for them, which is the safety and security. So not regret, just a couple times like, damn, but this shit is kind of long. I ain't gonna
Kind of
lie
made
to
you
you.
think, though.
And
Yeah, kind of
yeah, it
made you
did.
think.
It make you realize. It do.
Right.
It make you realize like what you, and then people don't really actually know what it is that you do because I don't really share my life with my clients. Like some of them, will ask me like, "Are you married? Do you have a girl?" Stuff like that. But I don't really get into the whole thing. Like, but yeah, absolutely, no friend, no family. Like you don't. Everybody's life continues to go on, but you're there moving along with everybody else's family except for your own.
Right.
So but
Okay.
it is what it is. You don't choose it. It literally chooses you.
Absolutely.
And I love everybody I work with. They end up becoming family. I'm invited all across the world on Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving. I have so many invites. It's just not possible to catch up with everybody. So for those who know, forever grateful. For those who don't, still invite and encourage, I'm forever grateful. Forever, ever grateful. I'm forever grateful for this interview. So very appreciative. When I first met you, I never knew how far you were gonna go.
My
And
man.
fuck back then I didn't know how far I was gonna go. So to actually be here
Right.
face to face now, see our careers, enhance with prosperity, enhance with being successful. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling for me. I'm sure it's a great feeling for you.
Absolutely.
In our situation, the podcast, it is what it is. Our situations, and we didn't know each other. We were strangers. We left as strangers, and here we are again. We come back as friends. So,
Right.
situation is awesome. Life is awesome.
Absolutely.
Being a
Absolutely.
bodyguard is awesome. Being on this podcast was a great opportunity. And man, just thank you, Calvin. Man, I'm forever grateful, man. For real,
My
appreciate you.
pleasure, Black. My pleasure. Like I say, from day one, man, I've been rocking with you from day one. You know what I'm saying? That would never ever change. That would never change. Okay. Okay, everyone. Um, Unfortunately, we didn't. He made a statement of how he can be reached early in the broadcast, but I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for always supporting the show. Um, Today was season 4 opener with a good friend of mine, Black Label, Big Bad Bodyguard to the Stars. If you guys want to reach him, the information will be in the description box. But most importantly, I want you guys to get over to our YouTube channel at Situation the Podcast. Make sure you turn on that notification bell, and most importantly, make sure you subscribe. And with that being said, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.